All right, this is just going to be a little quick review about what is that Magic 1 they talk about, and then if you follow along with this, it should make today's homework easy. All right, so what is the Magic 1? Well, in math, there's a couple things about ones. Okay, first off, when you're doing fractions, if you have 3/3 or 2/2 or 4/4 or 11/11, right? That was like yesterday, huh? 11/11. 25/25, x over x, 6a squared b over 6a squared b. If you have the same number on top as on the bottom, then that fraction is one whole. It's 1. That's one thing that's important, okay? The other thing is anything times 1 equals itself. So when we're getting equivalent fractions, how many different ways can you write 1? Well, infinite, right? So you can find infinite fractions that are equivalent or equal to your original fraction. And the other thing is you can simplify fractions because dividing by 1 is also going to equal itself. Right? So you can kind of work backwards to divide by 1, and you make your fraction, they used to call it lowest terms, but that kind of confused people because it made you think that, that 50 hundredths in simplest terms is 1/2, but people thought that 1/2 was smaller than 50 hundredths instead of equal to. So now we call it simplest form instead of lowest terms, okay? So both those things are very valuable. So we have 5/8, and I'm going to multiply the top by 5 because multiplying fractions is easy. Just go straight across the top, straight across the bottom. 5 times 6 is 30. Now, if this is 1, what has to be on the bottom? Well, the same thing that was on the top, right? So that's going to be a 6, and then 8 times 6 is 48, and that means that 5/8 is equivalent to 30/48. It's equal to. I don't know why they say equivalent instead of equal to with fractions, but they do. So let's just get used to it. All right. All right, how about this one? 5/12 is going to be how many 48s? Well, how do I figure that out? I have to figure out how many times I multiplied 12 to get 48, and that's 4 dozen, so that's 4. 4 times 12 is 48, and if there's a 4 on the bottom, what has to be on top? 4, and 5 times 4 is 20, so that means 5/12 is equivalent to 20/48. If your answer was 20/48 and you wanted to simplify it, then what you do then is you say what number goes into 20 and 48. Now, if you didn't know 4 went into it, then you'd say 2, and you divide the top and the bottom by 2, again, that magic 1, to simplify it, and you say 2 goes into 20 10 times, and 2 goes into 48 24 times. And you say that's simpler, but it's not simplest because both those are even. So I know a 2 goes into that too, right? So you'd say 10 24s. I'm going to divide that by 2 over 2 because 2 over 2 is the same as 1. And I can divide anything by 1, and it's going to be itself. So 10 divided by 2 is 5, and 24 divided by 2 is 12. Back where we started, right? I could have done it in one step with the 4, but I'm letting you know you can do this both ways. If you need to make your fraction simpler, you can do it. If you need to find another denominator and just find an equivalent fraction, you can do it. So 6 times 2 is, and 8 times 2 is, so 6/8 is the same as 12/16. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 9 divided by 3 is, so 3/9 simplifies to 1/3. 20 divided by 5 is 4, and 45 divided by 5 is 9, so 20/45 is equivalent to 4/9. Okay, now 8/22, both those are even, so I know 2 goes into both, so I'm going to divide it by 2 over 2. 8 divided by 2, and 22 divided by 2 is 11. All right, now this one's a little bit more of a challenge because I want you to figure out what number goes into 10 and 35. Hopefully you're thinking, okay, ends in a 0, ends in a 5. 5 goes into both. So you're doing 5 over 5 here for your value of 1. 10 divided by 5, and 35 divided by 5. So 2/7 is the same as 10/35, but that's in simplest form. Okay? All right. What goes into 3 and 12? Well, 3 goes into 3 and 12. 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 12 divided by 3. So 3/12 is the same as 1/4. Now, if you follow with me to the end, here's your secret. Boom. Today's homework, there's only 18 problems. I already did 4 of them for you. It looks like I did more than 4, but some of them were parts of the same problem. Okay? So, if you follow along with me, hopefully this makes this easy, and you already have 4 answers. Shh, don't tell anybody. If they're not listening to us, yeah, serves them right, huh? Karma. Whoa. All right. Enjoy your day. Talk to you soon.